Now, he did prove that when he got himself Soto, because I think Soto was the guy that he had to have to prove his financial might. But he has lost out on Edwin Diaz because of money, and he has lost out on Tucker, it turns out, maybe because of money, maybe because Tucker wanted to be, I don't know, the fifth most important player on the Dodger lineup. He didn't want the pressure of being in New York, maybe. But Met fans thought they would never, ever lose out on a player that their team wanted. Well, the Mets wanted back Diaz. They lost out on him. The Mets obviously wanted Tucker, and they lost out on him. And I think the Dodgers have something now that is even more important than money. People want to play there, the weather, the team. Players think it's their best chance to win a championship. The Dodgers have won 2 in a row. You'd have to say with the addition of Tucker, they are the overwhelming favorites to repeat. Players want to get rings. And also the Dodgers pay them. The Dodgers just don't like to hand out long-term contracts on some players. They looked at the charts on Tucker, and they said, well, he might not age that well, but he's probably got 4 really good years left in him. So they overpaid for those 4 years. Just think about this, everybody. Kyle Tucker's a nice player. He's not Juan Soto. Next year, he'll make $6+ million more than Juan Soto. The Dodgers get what they want. They've got an overabundance of money. They have an owner who has an insatiable desire to win. Take a look at the numbers now on this. Their projected payroll for the upcoming season is $396 million. That's $90 million over the final threshold. Last year alone, they paid $169.4 million in tax. And they paid $150 million more in revenue sharing. And while doing all this, everybody said, well, we don't like to sign, and the Yankees use this too, we don't like to sign players that have been offered the qualifying offer because you got to give up draft picks. Well, by signing Diaz, the Dodgers forfeited their second and their 5th best pick of the year, of the upcoming draft. By signing Tucker, they forfeited their 3rd and their 6th best pick this year. Also forfeiting international bonus money. So you would say, with the Dodgers making all of these types of moves, right? Well, their farm system must be getting ravaged. No. In most of the charts that you read and you respect, they have the 3rd best farm system in baseball. Their research and development is off the charts. They're picking people in the later rounds, and they're making them big-time prospects. And one of the reasons they signed Tucker to a 4-year deal is that they have 4 outstanding prospects coming up as outfielders. The Dodgers have found out the secret sauce, and I know because of the Tucker signing, on top of Ohtani, on top of Yamamoto, on top of Sasaki, there's going to be the hue and cry that it's not fair to everybody else. Please, if it was your team, you'd be fine with it. When the Yankees were doing it, going out and getting Jason Giambi, going out and getting Mike Messina, going out and getting Mark Teixeira and CC Sabathia, Yankee fans didn't say a peep. So they can't say a peep now. They can't. The power has shifted to the West Coast. The Mets, they dreamed of this when Steve Cohen bought the team from the Wilpons. The ability to buy anybody and have the highest payroll in the world. Well, now because the Dodgers have taken that mantle from you, you can't complain. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be so naive that owners are not going to complain. And maybe the Dodgers' largesse when it comes to giving out these contracts, maybe it is now solidified the fact that the owners are going to go to the mat to get a salary cap, which might ensure that there is not a 2027 season. I hope it doesn't come to that. I think the thing that has stopped them in the past is that the big money teams have fought against the smaller market teams. I don't know if they'd all fight that right now because they see a beast in LA that they can't tame. They can't tame them. So the only way to tame them is with rules, a new CBA that doesn't allow them to spend as much money as they spend. But fans, if you're a Yankee fan or a Met fan, you can't complain. If you're a Philly fan, you can't complain. If you're a Blue Jay fan, you can't complain. The Dodgers are playing by the rules. They're not circumventing any rules. So when the CBA was put together and they allowed that loophole to defer as much money as you want, the Dodgers took advantage of it. They have a salary tax that taxes the Dodgers 110% on every dollar they spend over 304. The Dodgers laugh at that. They have punitive damages where you lose draft picks and international signing money. And the Dodgers laugh at that. Nothing has worked against the Dodgers. There are no speed bumps that stop the Dodgers. And can you blame the Dodgers for continuing to do what they want to do? They spent a lot of money last year in their bullpen. It didn't work out, so they overspent their mistakes by getting Diaz. And very quietly, the Dodgers are getting older. Look at the age of Freeman. Look at the age of Mookie Betts. So they get younger now by getting Kyle Tucker. They know what they're doing. They're smarter than everybody else. And even though they keep losing draft position, they keep drafting players that they develop into greatness. So please don't say this is not the way the Yankees did it. This is the way the Yankees did it. But the Yankees also had the core four, and they filled places around them. They went out and got Gary Sheffield. They got Jason Giambi. They traded for A-Rod when a lot of teams couldn't afford that money. So the Yankees used to have the financial advantage over the Dodgers. And they took advantage of it. Well, the Dodgers have a financial advantage over everybody else. And they're taking advantage of it, not doing anything illegal, not doing anything immoral. They're trying to be great every single day. Don't kill them for that. Every other organization either has to get smarter or go to Rob Manfred and go, we can't operate this way anymore, and we need a salary cap. And if they do that, the Players Association will fight back, and they'll fight for a long time. And it will become a situation of who's going to blink first. Because you think the Players Association wants to give up the ability of a Kyle Tucker to make $60 million a year? And Bo Bichette to make $42 million a year? No, they don't want to give that up. They're not going to give it up without fighting. We are going to talk with Buster Olney about all the ramifications of what's going on these last couple of days, but I want to talk to you as well. It's going to be a heavy phone call day. I'm sure a lot of Yankee fans are upset. Met fans are a little hurt. Fans of baseball might have different feelings as well. Let's go. 1-800-919-3776. We'll start off with, let's go to Jack in Albany. Start off with Jack.
Hello?
Hello, Jack.
Mr. K, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little upset about the Yankees here. I mean, what do you make about all this with them not even being involved in these short-term deals?
Well, I don't think they had any desire to get Tucker, and I don't think they had a desire to get Bichette. So let's see what happens with Bellinger. If they don't get Bellinger, then I think people could have a complaint. They did not want Tucker, and they did not want Bichette. They never even looked into it. I mean, I think they checked in, but I don't think there was any burning desire for them to get him. They didn't want him.
I just don't get it. You know what I mean? It's like these guys, they make the team better. They would make the team better, right? So why are we not looking at them? I mean, Cashman and Hal spent more time this year talking about how it's not fair to assume the Yankees don't turn a profit than they did about just talking about not being happy about advancing past the DS. The Yankees are going to barely sneak into the wild card this year.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see how the season plays out. And Brian Cashman never said anything about losing money. It was Hal Steinbrenner answering a question that was posed by the New York Post, John Heyman, which he probably even should not have addressed. He just should have said our finances are our finances. But I think that might be part of the positioning to get the sport of salary cap. I don't know. I don't know why Hal Steinbrenner said that. And it raised a lot of eyebrows around sports. Because if you look at the revenue stream that the Yankees have, and then to say that they're barely breaking a profit or maybe not even making a profit, that made a lot of people raise their eyebrows. I don't know why Hal even answered that question. Let's go to David on the east side. David.
All right, Michael, 2 quick points. Hope you let me make them both. One, I get that the Yankees used to be the biggest spenders, and now the Dodgers are, so shoes on the other foot. It's hard to take the criticism, but I don't think it's an equal comparison. Let me ask you a question. Who was the biggest free agent acquisition of the 90s dynasty, meaning a new player who was acquired by free agency?
Well, the dynasty was built because of the farm system, because the Yankees were awful for a couple of years and they drafted high.
Exactly. No, so I think what the Dodgers are doing, getting every top free agent, is a little different. So just something to
David,
keep in mind.
it's really not, my friend. It's not. The Yankees got everybody they wanted. If they wanted somebody, they never lost out on them because of money. They got everybody they wanted. Now, they didn't need as many free agents because of the fact that they had the core four. But when Tino aged out, they went and spent more money than anybody wanted to spend on Jason Giambi. So they did the same thing. They just didn't have the needs that the Dodgers have. The Dodgers fill every need with their money.
Fair enough. Maybe agree to disagree. Here's the real point I wanted to make. Kyle Tucker's signing bonus was $64 million. I believe he keeps that even if he opts out after the second or third year. And I think it also circumvents any labor outage in 2027. What are the Dodgers doing? I mean, what scares me about the Dodgers is they're willing to pay that much for players who are not that good. I know Tucker's a top free agent, but he's not that good.
David, he's a good player. I mean, this guy has never been below a 4 WAR. He's a good player. Is he Juan Soto? No. Is he Aaron Judge? No. Here's the one thing I want to bring this up too. So the Dodgers go out and get everybody they want, right? Everybody. Why didn't they make a run at Judge? I don't understand that. And I also don't understand, why didn't the Mets make a run at Judge? I'll never be able to get that answer. I mean, other than Ohtani when he's pitching, Judge is far and away the best player in baseball. And right now he makes $40 million a year, which seemed onerous at the time. And right now, well, Kyle Tucker's making $57 million a year. Soto's making $50 a year. Why didn't the Mets or the Dodgers go after Judge? The Padres and the Giants did, but the Dodgers didn't. And why didn't the Dodgers go hard after Soto? Maybe because they don't like those long-term deals. You could see they try to keep the deals shorter. Let's go to Dave in New Jersey. Dave.
Morning. Hey, Michael. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to call in and I want to talk about, I don't think there's 2 things I wanted to say. One, I don't think Hal Steinbrenner is a bad owner, but if you look at it and why he tries to run it like a business, it is his business. So I think he'd be best, if the Yankees want to get back to it, he'd probably have to sell the team, which I don't think will ever happen. And 2, I think their biggest issue isn't not necessarily being able to sign players, because they have been able to sign the pieces. They can't develop guys outside of Judge and Rice. Volpe was a flop. Wells is good defensively, but Wells doesn't really give you much value offensively. I can't stand Jazz Chisholm. He just makes way too many mental mistakes, like Little League mistakes. So I'm frustrated because I feel like they don't develop enough talent. And if you look at what the Dodgers do, everyone looks at all the money they spend. But look at the guys like a Muncy or like an Andy Pages. Those were the unsung heroes for them last year, Miguel Rojas. So as much as the Dodgers spend the money, they also bring in the right pieces that fit, which hasn't been done by the Yankees in years. That's why I'm upset, because it feels like Brian Cashman is, at this point, should be fired, because he's a good general manager, but just like John Harbaugh in Baltimore, maybe it's time for him to go somewhere else. What do you think?
Let's put it this way. It's what you are looking at, and I keep saying this, and Yankee fans don't want to hear it. It's what you're saying is failure, and to what the Yankees are saying is success. So if Hal thought that Brian was failing, he would get rid of him. He would get rid of him. But they obviously don't look at it that he's failing. Because it's hard to say he's failing when they won 94 games last year, the same amount as the Blue Jays. Now, I know the Blue Jays kicked their butt in head-to-head, but they both won 94 games, which was the most in the American League. It's hard to say he's failing. Now, it's hard to argue with you about research and development with the Dodgers because they don't pick high in the draft, and their farm system's the third best in baseball. But you can't just cavalierly go, well, all the Yankees have developed is Aaron Judge. Well, they've developed one of the best right-handed hitters in the history of the game, and he was picked at the end of the first round. That's a big feather in their cap.